Good. All right, so I'd like to thank everyone for attending today's ceremonial ribbon cutting ceremony to celebrate the completion of the revetment that you see behind us. And we could not have asked for a better day. So we have some very special guests today. We're going to have the Lieutenant Governor speak first, followed up by Congressman Jacobs, followed up by the Hamburg Town Supervisor, U.S. Congressman Chris Jacobs, followed by U.S. Congressman Brian Higgins. The Department of Transportation Commissioner Therese Dominguez will be here, and then Dave Schulenberg, the Chief of Planning from the Corps of Engineers. At this time, if you haven't already done so, please put your phones on Do Not Disturb. And following the ceremony today, we've got our representatives from the Army Corps of Engineers that will be doing a site through that can give you technical details of the project, how it came to be, and why this style of design was chosen. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first guest, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul.
Good afternoon, and what a spectacular day it is here in the town of Hamburg. And first of all, to our friends at the Army Corps of Engineers, I want to thank you for your incredible partnership making this happen. In fact, you put most of the money in, so we always appreciate when that happens. About an $800,000 commitment from the state of New York. Great to see our other elected officials, Congressman Chris Jacobs, Congressman Brian Higgins, who's been working on this as long as I've known him, our great Commissioner Dominguez from the DOT. Commissioner, you and your team were phenomenal, and to everyone from the DOT and all the contractors, the designers, the architects, the engineers, everybody who had a hand in making this happen, I just want to give you a huge shout out today. And Supervisor of Town of Hamburg, Jim Shaw, who's been focused on this project for as long as I've known him, and also our representatives from the Corps of Engineers. You'll get the details of this from our great commissioner, but I'm going to tell you just a couple of personal stories. One is, I can't tell you how many times in the winter I'd be driving out to see my parents who live just down the road here, and your car is coming back down from Buffalo. A wave in the middle of winter comes over, hits your windshield, it turns to ice, and you can no longer see. It was a dangerous, dangerous situation for decades. And then, of course, my son goes to St. Francis. Mom has to pick him up regardless of the weather. So I can't tell you how many times I felt like I took my life in my hands to come down this highway. And also the many times we visited Hoke's Restaurant, one of my favorite places to dine, even in November. Look at this crowd here, that's spectacular. So this feels like a homecoming for me. But also I do want to give a shout out to a previous town board that had started proposing this back with Tom Catroci as our liaison to the waterfront, Supervisor Pat Hoke, and we talked about how magnificent this could be, not just to protect the shoreline and public safety on the highway, but why not turn this into a boardwalk where people can literally stroll on this priceless property here on the shores of Lake Erie. And now we've accomplished that. I can see artists coming here to sketch pictures of the waterfront, having festivals here where we're allowed to gather again. So this is going to be a gathering place, a place where we can celebrate the beauty of this phenomenal lake that we call Lake Erie. And we're going to continue to build resiliency projects like this from here all the way through Lake Ontario. The Commissioner and I have been at more events trying to do everything we can to fight the ill effects of climate change because our weather has gone crazy. And the only reason why we know that it's not going to get any better is that we're continuing to see 100-year events every 2 years now. So the climate's out of control. We need to do whatever we can to rein in Mother Nature, and a project like this is an important first step. So on behalf of everyone involved in this and my town board from decades ago who had the vision to make this happen, I want to thank everyone. This is amazing. I cannot wait to stroll this maybe someday with a baby carriage and some grandkids, but that's a ways off, I guess. But this is my home. This is personal to me, and my heart is just swelling with pride to see what everyone here has accomplished. So thank you very much for the opportunity to participate just for a few minutes. I apologize, I have to run. We've got a few other things going on in Erie County right now. So thank you very much.
Lieutenant Governor. We appreciate you attending. All right, next up we have the Hamburg Town Supervisor, James Shaw.
Welcome to Lauderdale by the Sea. We've got superb oceanside patio dining, a vista that is unbelievable, and crystal clear, smooth waters. Is this a great day for Hamburg and Western New York? It sure is. Let's have a little bit of that, huh? To the State DOT, to the Army Corps of Engineers, to our congressional representatives who have fought so long and so hard to make this day a reality, God bless you and thank you. I got involved in a little nostalgia and history when we were here more than a year ago. It was right at this spot that Ark's Tavern and Pemberton Realty were washed into the lake after years of storms. When you went into Arb's Bar, known for the best draft beer on the lake shore, the back half of the building was teetering, so you'd have to walk downhill to get to the bar. After a certain period of time, you couldn't get a draft beer there, it was closed. Look what this has become. This is absolutely wonderful. What a great, great asset builder it is for the community. I'm so grateful and lucky to be standing here at a time when this can finally be accomplished. My sincere thanks to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Next up, Congressman Chris Jacobs.
Thank you very much. An honor to be here on this great day, this beautiful day on Lauderdale by the Sea. I like it. And to have this beautiful weather here. Yesterday, the Bills won. On TV, everybody saw how beautiful it is in November, always in Buffalo, New York. So, but it's great to be here. I'm a new congressman honored representing Hamburg. I previously was the state senator, which represented Hamburg as well. So this is a project that we've been working in conjunction with DOT. Thank you for being here, and the Army Corps. And it's just so wonderful to see this come to fruition. And it really so beautifully serves two purposes. First is, as Lieutenant Governor articulated, the main priority was the safety, and she described personally how dangerous this can be, or could in the past, due to the water hitting and freezing and covering cars as they're in transit. And certainly everybody has seen pictures of the infamous cars completely encased in ice. Somebody may have left at Hoax for the right reason, leaving it there and getting a ride home, but it took a while to get the car back. But now, in addition to the safety, we have this beauty of this promenade here, people enjoying this beautiful waterfront, and probably the most placid day I've seen here in any time I've ever been here. The lake is so placid. So, but it is great that we finally got here. I want to thank the Army Corps for all their hard work. We were able to advocate and seize the opportunity to get the federal government to pay the majority of this, so it was not a burden on the state and localities. And now people can enjoy even more so this beautiful waterfront. I want to thank all the partners here, and Jim Shaw did not mention it is lunchtime, so I would encourage everybody afterward, please enjoy Hoax. It is one of the greatest restaurants on the lake, and enjoy this beautiful day, because you never know what's going to happen next week weather-wise. Again, thank you. It's great to be here with my partner, Brian Higgins, who has truly been a champion of our waterfront throughout this community, and great to serve with him in Congress. Again, thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Next up, we have U.S. Congressman Brian Higgins.
Thank you very much. Just briefly, we want to recognize Jim Shaw. What a great accomplishment here. You take a problem which was a hazardous condition and turned it into a beautiful public promenade. It's an $8 million project, funded federal, state, local. great indication of everybody working together. My colleague in Congress, Chris Jacobs, great to see Chris here, and for all his work, Kathy Hochul, and also Gary Hill is here. Gary is from Union Concrete, a great contractor that did a lot of work on the Buffalo waterfront, and we're just extending the work out here to Hamburg, and we're going to connect all of these waterfronts at some point in the very near future. $150 million of new waterfront development was announced today for the Outer Harbor. This project is an enhancement to that. We are all enriched and ennobled by these great, great projects and getting reconnected with the natural resources of this community. Thank you very much for including me.
Next up, we have the New York State Department of Transportation Commissioner Therese Dominguez, and one of our partners for this project.
All right, what a perfect day. You could not have ordered up anything better than this. To be on the shores of Lake Erie here in Athol Springs to commemorate and break ground and celebrate with our great partners in government at the federal level, at the state level, and here locally. Truly, truly a remarkable accomplishment. And that's what happens when you get government all going in the right direction and partnering as we do, and we often do so well, particularly here to help folks here in Buffalo. This is my second day, actually, of fabulous announcements. Yesterday we had the opportunity to announce the new Buffalo train station, another great project that the state has underway. But this is just an absolutely awesome partnership with the Army Corps of Engineers in particular. I want to thank our fabulous Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul. She has a lot on her plate, and she is a fantastic representative for all New Yorkers. We're so very, very pleased to have her join us today. And Congressman Brian Higgins, a fantastic representative. Really enjoy working with him across the board. Congressman Higgins, a pleasure to meet you here today. Hamburg Town Supervisor James Shaw, thank you very, very much. And I would be remiss if I did not thank all of the wonderful people at the New York State Department of Transportation who really helped make this happen in partnership with the Corps. The men and women of New York State DOT literally work day and night, 24/7. We've been very active on COVID response in support of the governor's overall initiatives. But most importantly, we're here on transportation safety. And this truly is a transportation safety project. So I just want to thank our regional director, Frank Cirillo, the members of our DOT team who are here. Thank you very much for all the work that you do each and every day. I think that this project that we're commemorating today truly embodies the word transformative. Why? Because it's all about resiliency, and resiliency in the infrastructure that we're building each and every day. This project embodies resiliency. We're trying to make sure that our shoreline is more resilient against extreme weather, and it certainly embodies the spirit of Western New York. I have to say, some of the most resilient folks here in the state of New York. So the fact that we're bringing both together is not to be underestimated. It's a fact that aging infrastructure, in fact, oftentimes we have a tough time protecting it against the fierceness of Mother Nature, and global climate change only exacerbates that problem. So as we have more and more severe weather conditions that we can't sustain, we need to make sure that our roads are protected, that our shoreline is protected, that businesses are protected, and this project truly does all of that. So nobody knows that more than Governor Cuomo. He really has put forward an enormous amount of resources statewide to make sure that our infrastructure remains resilient, whether that's on the shores of Lake Erie, the shores of Lake Ontario, or throughout the entire state. We've got great leadership. And so with that, I just want to say a big round of applause to everybody that's been involved. This project truly, as I said before, represents what is great about government, and that's that we come together and we fix problems. And this is an example of a safety issue and a problem that has literally impacted, as Jim Shaw was saying, generations of folks here in the Southtowns. And we want to make sure that everyone's got ease of access to the roadways, to commerce, to enjoy the beautiful lakeshore for years and years to come. So thank you all very, very much. It's a pleasure to join you. And thank you for the partnership.
All right. And next up, we have Dave Schulenberg from the Army Corps of Engineers. He is the Chief of Planning.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today to celebrate the success of the Athol Springs shoreline revetment project, which will protect the 40,000 motorists that drive along Route 5 every day. Today would not be possible without the partnership between the town of Hamburg, the state of New York, Department of Transportation, and the Army Corps of Engineers. And also the great support from our federal officials, Congressman Higgins, Congressman Jacobs, and Senator Schumer. The Army Corps of Engineers is proud to have delivered this project and to celebrate the completion of the 1,325 linear foot stone revetment right behind me and the 10-foot wide splash apron. I'd also like to thank our skilled contractors from Riva Marine who worked tirelessly to make sure that this project happened and was completed on time, even despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Without this revetment, without this project, a seawall would have continued to erode and put the motorists at risk and forcing road closures. This new seawall creates a buffer between the lake and the road and dissipates energy between the water that can splash onto the highway. Travel conditions will no longer be affected. It's a privilege to know that all the hard work has paid off and to be able to celebrate this truly wonderful project, knowing that Route 5 motorists are protected from Lake Erie's often harsh conditions. The completion of the project demonstrates the ability for federal, state, and local agencies to come together and accomplish important work that will benefit our communities, protect critical public infrastructure, and the commuters along Route 5. Our motto in the Corps of Engineers Great Lakes and Ohio River Division is building strong and moving dirt, and this project is a great example of just that. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for your support.
All right, at this time, this completes our ceremony. For those interested, there will be a site tour if you would like to come along. We've got reps from the Corps of Engineers that would be willing to explain any questions that you have about how this design was chosen, how it was completed, and how it'll work. All right. Thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you.